All right, folks, joining me now, Deputy Secretary for the Treasury, Michael Faulkender. And Michael, thanks for joining us. I got to start with the reconciliation, the tax bill. Everyone on Wall Street wants it. They wanted it first. Everyone, I think, in America wants it. Small businesses want it. How are we looking there?
Great to be with you again, Charles. The reconciliation negotiations are going very well. We continue to work very closely with the House in order to see that they get their version of the bill out by Memorial Day, and then hope to work with the Senate so that the president can open the 250th year of our country on July 4th with a presidential signing ceremony, so that we can bring tax certainty to the American people and make sure that we don't have a $4.5 trillion tax increase at the end of this year. So we continue to make very strong progress, and that's because Secretary Bessent has taken the lead to, on behalf of the administration, to keep working with members of the House and the Senate to see that this package gets to realization.
It's just really, would be the worst, dropping the bag, fumbling the ball, whatever you want to call the most modern slang for a huge missed opportunity if this is not done, particularly with the media coverage of tariffs and all the anxiety out there. This would provide a whole lot of relief. You mentioned Secretary Bessent. He's everywhere this week. He was at the Milken Conference. He's on Capitol Hill. And he's pushing, again, this sort of three-pronged approach to this next era. I call it the next American century. And so we've got the tariff part, the trade part, the tax part. Deregulations, it's like the least sexiest, but probably one of the most important parts too, right?
It really is. And the president has talked about this, that the success that we saw during the first Trump administration really was a combination of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act with the deregulation. And in many ways, the president thinks, and there's some economic evidence to support the idea, that the deregulation was actually a larger contributor. And that's why, as soon as he came into office, we once again focused on undoing a lot of the damage that the Biden administration did in this space. And so whether it's opening up access to capital, opening up access to energy supply, or getting the federal government out of businesses' operations in order to have them focus on customers and products, that really is the focus behind the deregulation piece. And as you said, the combination, as the Secretary has been discussing, the combination of getting that tax reform piece permanent, the deregulatory component, and the fruitful discussions that we're having on trade, such that we should see tariff and non-tariff barriers coming down by the end of this year. The combination of all of those things really are going to generate the golden era that the president has discussed.
In the meantime, there's a lot of talk on the street, on Wall Street, about the end of American exceptionalism. And they point to the weak dollar, which, of course, you guys wanted the dollar to be weak. They're saying it's too weak, but also treasuries, our treasury markets, where there's been some selling of U.S. bonds, buying of foreign bonds. What do you make of this notion that those are examples of the end of American exceptionalism?
Absolutely not. So the United States has been and will continue to be the world's reserve currency. We will continue to be the leading economy in our globe. And that's because by the president taking on these issues that for decades have been unaddressed, so that we finally curb the imbalances that have been permeating throughout the global economy, we are going to ensure that we remain atop the globe. And when it comes to Treasury auctions, we held a 10-year auction this morning, and it went fantastic. We are not seeing any issues in Treasury markets, and our auctions continue to go very strongly. We are not at all concerned about continuing to see Treasury markets well functioning.
So it's interesting. There was a line that Scott Bessent used at the Milken Conference. U.S. markets are anti-fragile. What does that mean?
It means that we continue to have the most liquid, most robust markets in the entire world, and we are doing everything in our deregulatory agenda to ensure that when it comes to anywhere around the world finding where to allocate their capital, that the United States continues to be that strong destination.
Deputy Secretary, the Biden administration wanted to hire 80,000 more IRS agents. In the meantime, you guys have already made major strides in IRS modernization. That sounds more appealing to the average American. Talk to us about that.
That's absolutely right, Charles. So for 35 years, the IRS has been 5 years away from its IT modernization. There will not be a 36th year in which we say that. We are accelerating the movement towards a modern system of compliance, privacy, and customer service that the American people realize from every other source of financial services that they receive. And there's no reason why they should not get the same type of excellence from the IRS. And so in my role, not only as Deputy Secretary, but as Acting Administrator of the IRS, we are going to make sure that that modernization gets done below cost and at an accelerated time frame so that the American people get the type of service that they deserve.
Deputy Secretary, you guys have done an amazing job in a short period of time. I thank you for your time and hope you come back real soon.
Great to be with you, Charles.
All right, see you soon.